Hello, friends. I am on here today with my friend Dr. Trina Loos, and Trina has a pretty amazing story that I wanted her to share with you all today. First of all, she is from Utah, and she has four beautiful children. You have a set of twins, right?
I do. Yeah.
Yes, that's amazing. That
It
required a lot of work and patience, I'm sure.
did. It did. They're 7 now, which means it's way easier.
No doubt. And who is this with
This is
you?
Annie. She's my youngest. She is 3. She
Wow.
wears swimming suits year round, even though she helped us shovel the snow this morning. She did so in a swimming suit.
Oh my goodness, how cute.
She is an absolute nut every day, all day, unless it's a princess dress.
Right, right. Swimsuits or princess, right. It's one of the two, a mermaid or a princess, right? That's usually what the girls want to do.
Uh-huh.
Well, so I have asked Trina to come on and share her story today. Actually, your story as well as one of your daughters, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so let's just talk about let's just kind of begin where you were, let's say maybe a year ago, or do we need to go back further?
Um, Maybe I'll go back a little bit further.
Okay.
I I feel like maybe I've always struggled with anxiety, but it really hit in once I had kids. And even more so, it really hit after a miscarriage. In
Mm,
2016, we lost a baby at 12 weeks, which was horrible. I would not wish that upon anyone. It was really difficult, like emotionally, physically, everything. It's been 5 years, so I can, talk about it pretty easily now.
right.
At the time, it was really hard, and my body had no idea what to do. And my hormones were freaking out because they didn't have a baby. I wasn't nursing. They just had no idea what to do. And so I went into postpartum depression,
Wow.
and started having like anxiety attacks. And I had never experienced anything like that before. It got really bad. And so I did get put on medication. I was on Prozac for about 3.5 years, and I was grateful for it. I
Sure.
definitely have nothing against westernized medicine. Like, I was very, very grateful, and it worked and it helped. It also, on the other hand, gave me severe insomnia that we had to work through, which was not exactly the funnest thing, but
Right.
it worked. And
A
so,
trade-off.
exactly. Yeah. So I fast forward a few years, I started to learn about gut health, and I'm a scientist. I stay at home with my kids now, but I do have a PhD in molecular biology, and I love to dive into the science and read the literature and understand what research they're doing right now and what implications it has for people. And anyway, so I started to learn about gut health. It's all the craze right now. And I was on some gut health products, and I was like, okay, well, the research says gut health should help with autism. It should help with anxiety. It should help with depression. It should help with all of these things, right? And I'm like, well, then why isn't it helping with my anxiety? And why hasn't it helped my friend with her depression? And why, right? So I started to learn about these new products at this new company, and it was like my scientific dreams come true, right? Like, everything that I'd been researching is what they put into practice here. Like, they pick specific lines of probiotics to help with anxiety
Yes.
and depression and stress management. And I'm like, this is what I've been reading about. This is so cool.
Yes.
I've got to try this one.
Those specific strains are what make the difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hands down. So I switched a year ago to these specific probiotics and this specific protocol. And within even a few days, I was like, I think I used to have brain fog. I can think clearer now. And I knew what brain fog was, and I was certain I did not have it. But apparently I did, because I was like, wow, this feels awesome. And then, it took about 3 months, which makes sense because you've got got to get those probiotic populations built up in your gut to be able to support the serotonin production and dopamine and norepinephrine and all the things, right? But once like 3 months came, I was able to wean off of my Prozac because I was able to make enough serotonin on my own to not need it anymore. And anyway, it was incredible. So I've been off that since May of last year, and I will admit that there are days that are hard, absolutely, but life is like that, right? But in general, I don't need it. I am doing awesome. I feel really level. I like mood, just really, really level. I feel.
What about your how is your sleep then? Like, how did that change, like going off of?
Awesome. I sleep like a rock. My husband actually wakes up sometimes. He has to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, which is funny because he's like, I'm old. And I'm like, you're 35. You are not old.
Yeah, that's not old.
I'll be like, oh, were you up last night? I didn't even hear you. Like, I sleep like a rock. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is so good.
So I'll tell you about my daughter too. She, when I first started into these products and learning about these products, the very first thing I heard about them, actually, before I even thought about them for me, I heard that they help children. There's a line that's specific for children, not just half a dose of the adult stuff. Let's see if it works kind of crap. No, this is formulated for children, tested in children, everything, right? And I have a daughter. She's now 7. She's one of the twins. And she was the hardest child to like in our family. She was the cutest. Like, twins were hard, yes, but she was so cute until about like 2.5 or 3, maybe 3.5, somewhere in there. And it was like this switch went off and she was mad. She was mad at everyone, at the world. Like, it didn't matter. All our pictures for years are her like, She's like, she's just
no.
And she had been like the happiest, like teasing, fun, like little girl. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? She would like throw these tantrums, like flailing her arms and her legs and screaming at us and slamming doors and she kicked a hole in our door. Like
man,
she was angry at the world. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with you. I try to be healthy. I'm a real stickler about bedtime. Like, to me, those are the big things, sleep and nutrition, right? Like, what else am I going to do for you? I don't know.
This is my boogie nose.
This was in my boogie nose. That's pretty good. Okay, sorry. So there you go. So I'm like, what am I going to do? I try sleep, nutrition. And so I hear about these products that are for kids, and I'm like, I am totally trying her on these products. But I really, really did not want her to feel like isolated or like, pointed out.
Sure.
Like, you are so you get to have this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I put all of my kids on it. I'm like, let's just do it. Guys, guess what? These are your new vitamins. Get used to it. Overtake it. And she is doing so well. Even yesterday, my husband was like, Katie's our best listener now, isn't she? And I'm like, she is. She totally is. Every once in a while we'll have a bad day. Who doesn't, right? But she is no longer throwing these horrible tantrums all the time or screaming all the time or like, I don't know. It's a 9-day difference. It's amazing.
Really?
She so well. And looking back, I'm like, oh, she totally had childhood anxiety and I didn't understand. And I was struggling with my own anxiety and I couldn't always like calmly take these breaths and say, oh, darling, I'm so sorry you're struggling, because her going off would make me be like,
right.
What to do with you? Please just go in your room for a few minutes. Like, I can't do this. And so, I'm sure that a lot of it is both too, right? I can handle the situations better, but she can too. And so our whole house is like a different atmosphere. It's so much calmer.
That's wonderful.
It's amazing. So hooray for science, right? Hooray for science.
Yes.
Is implemented in people. It's not just like in my PhD, I worked on a protein called nuclear BMP4. No one's ever heard of it. No one will ever hear of it. It will take decades for it to even become like important to anyone. So the way that we're applying science so quickly in this company is like a breath of fresh air, and like really satisfies this deep need in me to have science be applicable. So I just love it.
Yes,
We're just
yes, that it's not just one of the things, like you're saying, the science of it. What I love about it, because I'm watching another series right now on the gut brain connection, and just all of the ways that these doctors and scientists are looking at the gut and saying, this is good for the gut, this is good for the gut, this is good for the gut. So last night I went and grabbed my products and I was like, oh my word, right there it is, right there it is, right there it is. You know, I mean, like I knew these things were in there, but I was like, I want to double check. And they are there, the things that are healing to the gut, and not only to the gut and the brain, but bringing the connection between the two and that vagus nerve, that axis. It's just making all the difference in the world, you know, for your family, for my family, for others that I've interviewed on my page, as well as you on your page. It's just to be able to help others in their place of need when they are needing it is priceless. It really is. I feel like, and I think I put this on my page the other day, is I feel like this is a ministry that has been brought to my attention and I want to share it. If there's two things I want to share in this world, it's the Lord and these products, because they're both life changing. And Trina, I just want to thank you so much for sharing your story on my page today. And to those of you who are watching, those of you who may watch at another time, if you have questions, Trina or I would be happy to, you know, just bring some more science to you, give you some more knowledge about this, and let you make an informed decision for you and your family. So thanks for watching today, Trina. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you guys later.
Okay, bye.